Hollywood is filled with beautiful stars, but only a few possess the rare combination of beauty, talent, charisma, and transformation. Today, we're looking at some of the most fascinating actresses whose unique qualities have made them unforgettable icons on screen and beyond. Sophie Marceau. Do you know why this woman has long been called the dream lover of men around the world? The first reason is her extraordinary beauty. Sophie Marceau possesses captivating hazel green eyes, delicately sculpted facial features, and mesmerizing dark hair. Her appearance combines the striking definition often associated with Western beauty with the subtle elegance and refinement admired in Eastern aesthetics. This unique blend of qualities has made her a symbol of beauty for audiences across both Eastern and Western cultures. The second reason is her remarkable acting talent. Sophie Marceau excels at bringing characters to life through nuanced emotional expression and versatile performances, elevating feminine charm into an artistic symbol that transcends cultures and generations. Whether portraying the innocent and shy 14-year-old Vic in La Boom, The Party, the passionate and free-spirited Fan in Fan, or Princess Isabel in Braveheart, a character who embodies both noble grace and the determination of a rebel, she consistently conveys authentic emotions through subtle changes in her gaze and expressive body language. The third reason is her extraordinary longevity as an icon of beauty and charm. From the adorable teenage girl in La Boom to the sophisticated and captivating woman in her 20s, and later to the elegant, mature woman seen in films such as Don't Look Back, Sophie Marceau has demonstrated the unique beauty that exists at every stage of a woman's life. Through her enduring presence, she has shown that true beauty does not rely on desperately preserving youth. Instead, it comes from a passion for life and a commitment to authenticity. And perhaps it is this clarity, confidence, and effortless grace that provide the ultimate answer to why Sophie Marceau remains an eternal goddess in the hearts of so many people around the world. Eiza González. Do you know why she is often described as one of Hollywood's most famous beauty-over-talent actresses? The first reason is her striking appearance. Eiza possesses sharp, well-defined features and a stunning figure, earning her the nickname the Mexican sweetheart in the media. However, her exceptional beauty has also become a double-edged sword. In many of her films, critics and audiences have argued that her looks attract more attention than her performances. Combined with Hollywood's long-standing tendency to cast Latina actresses in highly glamorous roles, viewers often focus on her appearance before anything else, sometimes overshadowing the characters she portrays. The second reason is the criticism surrounding her acting. Throughout her career, Eiza González has faced recurring debates about the depth of her performances. In films such as Baby Driver and Bloodshot, some critics felt that her characters lacked emotional complexity and left limited room for memorable, dramatic moments. Others argued that her performances did not always fully showcase her potential as an actress. As a result, she has often found herself receiving fewer opportunities to lead projects that could further demonstrate her range and development. The third reason is her personal career priorities. Born into a well-known Mexican entertainment family, Eiza entered the industry with advantages and opportunities that many aspiring actors could only dream of. Much of her filmography consists of supporting roles, and in several productions, the overall story could still function without her character playing a central role. She has also suggested in interviews that she enjoys exploring different creative pursuits beyond acting, treating her career with a level of flexibility rather than making it the sole focus of her life. Because of these factors, the Hollywood bombshell label has followed Eiza González for much of her career. Although she has worked to break away from that image by taking on more diverse roles, the combination of commercial filmmaking trends and the public's established perception of her beauty continues to create challenges. Whether fair or not, these expectations have become an invisible barrier that she is still working to overcome. Christina Ricci. Do you know why she has often been called the dark, gothic Lolita of Hollywood? The first reason is her distinctive appearance. Christina Ricci was born with a youthful, doll-like face paired with a mature screen presence that set her apart from other actresses. Her pale complexion, naturally expressive eyes, and slightly melancholic aura helped create a unique gothic image that became instantly recognizable. This unusual blend of innocence and darkness made her one of the most memorable young actresses of her generation. The second reason is her acting style and choice of roles. Christina Ricci has long excelled in horror, fantasy, and psychological films. By the age of 14, she had already become closely associated with dark and eccentric characters through movies such as Casper. Although she later attempted to broaden her image with lighter and more conventional roles, audiences continued to be drawn to the mysterious and unconventional qualities that made her famous. As a result, her career remained strongly connected to darker genres and complex characters. The third reason is the iconic roles she brought to life. Christina Ricci's portrayal of Wednesday Addams in The Addams Family is widely considered one of the most unforgettable performances of a dark, deadpan young character in film history. The role became so influential that even decades later, new interpretations of Wednesday continue to be compared with Ricci's version. More than 30 years after her original performance, when she returned to the world of Wednesday as an adult in Netflix's hit series, it sparked a wave of nostalgia among audiences who had grown up watching her. From child star to accomplished actress, and from the original dark-haired gothic girl to a mysterious mentor figure, Christina Ricci has built a uniquely memorable career. Her journey demonstrates that unconventional beauty and niche artistic styles can leave a lasting mark on mainstream film history and continue to captivate audiences across generations. Kate Beckinsale. Do you know why she is often regarded as one of Hollywood's greatest examples of androgynous beauty? The first reason is her appearance. Kate Beckinsale possesses strikingly sculpted facial features, including a high, elegant nose bridge and well-defined bone structure. Her look combines traditionally masculine sharpness with traditionally feminine refinement, creating a rare balance between strength and elegance. At the same time, her fair complexion, expressive eyes, and distinctive style add a touch of modern Gothic sophistication and emotional distance, making her presence both captivating and mysterious. The second reason is her physique and screen image. Kate Beckinsale is known for her exceptionally balanced proportions and athletic figure. In the Underworld franchise, she became instantly recognizable through her iconic black leather costume. The design highlighted her lean, powerful silhouette, while the glossy leather enhanced the cold, enigmatic aura of her character. More importantly, the role blended physical strength with feminine grace, challenging traditional portrayals of female action heroes and helping redefine what a leading woman in an action film could look like. The third reason is her acting versatility. While Underworld showcased her fierce and commanding side, films such as Serendipity revealed a completely different kind of charm. In more romantic and dramatic roles, Beckinsale displayed elegance, warmth, and emotional depth. Through subtle expressions and nuanced performances, she demonstrated a softer, more traditionally feminine side without losing the confidence and intelligence that define her screen presence. For this reason, Kate Beckinsale's androgynous appeal is not simply about blurring gender boundaries. Instead, it comes from her ability to seamlessly combine seemingly opposite qualities: strength and delicacy, mystery and warmth, power and elegance. Through this extraordinary fusion of contrasts, she has created a unique aesthetic identity that remains unmistakably her own. Marina Alexandrova. Do you know why many viewers have called her the real Catherine the Great? The first reason is her extraordinary presence. Marina comes from a military family and was exposed to military discipline and values from an early age. This background helped her bring a natural sense of authority to the role. Through her upright posture, decisive gestures, and sharp, commanding gaze, she was able to convey the powerful aura of a ruler, capable of making difficult decisions and leading an empire. The second reason is her beauty. Marina possesses many of the features often associated with classic Russian elegance: a refined facial structure, a high, graceful nose bridge, and strikingly defined features. Her appearance combines Western sophistication with a timeless, almost aristocratic charm. On screen, she often looks as though she has stepped directly out of an 18th century Russian court portrait, making her portrayal feel especially authentic and visually convincing. The third reason is her eyes. Critics and audiences alike have often praised Marina's ability to communicate emotions through subtle changes in her gaze. When facing political rivals or enemies, her eyes can appear cold, unwavering, and intimidating, creating a sense of authority that demands attention. Yet, in scenes involving love and personal relationships, that same gaze becomes softer and more complex, revealing vulnerability, desire, and emotional depth. Through these transitions, she captures the intricate relationship between power, ambition, and human emotion. For these reasons, Marina Alexandrova's portrayal of Catherine the Great is often considered one of the most memorable interpretations of the historical figure. It is the result of a remarkable combination of appearance, screen presence, acting skill, and emotional intelligence. More than simply playing a role, she succeeds in bringing the spirit of Catherine the Great to life, creating a performance that resonates deeply with audiences and leaves a lasting impression. Rachel Cook. With only a handful of acting credits to her name, she has already attracted significant attention online, leading many fans to describe her as one of the most striking new faces to enter the entertainment industry. What makes her story particularly interesting is that she did not come from a traditional acting background. She had no formal training and very little performance experience before stepping into the spotlight. Yet her appearances in film and media have consistently generated discussion among fans and internet audiences. One example is the low-budget action thriller Kill Shot, in which she played a leading role. While the film itself received modest attention and her character was not heavily driven by dialogue, many viewers focused on her screen presence rather than the plot. Critics generally viewed her performance as that of a newcomer still developing her craft, but audiences were undeniably drawn to her charisma. So why does Rachel Cook capture so much attention? The most obvious answer is her appearance. With her delicate, fairy-like features, sun-kissed complexion, and highly photogenic look, she possesses a visual style that many people describe as almost unreal, as if she had stepped straight out of a comic book or digital illustration. Her distinctive beauty has become her biggest advantage in an industry where first impressions matter greatly. Her rise to fame was also remarkably fortunate. While still in high school, she was reportedly discovered after a photograph caught the attention of a modeling agency. She later built a massive following on Instagram, quickly attracting millions of followers. That social media success opened new doors, eventually leading to opportunities in entertainment and film. Although her early projects were relatively small, they helped place her on the radar of producers, directors, and casting professionals. As a result, she began receiving more opportunities than many aspiring actors could hope for at the same stage of their careers. Rachel Cook's journey illustrates how powerful beauty, timing, and social media influence can be in today's entertainment world. However, as with many rising stars, the real question is not how she gained attention, but what she will do with it. In the years ahead, audiences will be watching to see whether she can build a lasting career by finding the right balance between commercial appeal and artistic growth. Monica Bellucci. The actress, once known by many admirers as the most beautiful woman on earth, among so many famous actresses, why was she the one who earned such an extraordinary title? The biggest reason may be her remarkably enduring appeal, a beauty that seemed to flourish for more than 3 decades. Let us go back to 1990. At the age of 26, Monica Bellucci was just beginning her journey into the film industry. At the time, she had not yet completed her law studies at the University of Perugia when she entered the world of fashion as a model. In an era when the fashion industry was dominated by extremely slender beauty standards, Bellucci stood out with her voluptuous figure, striking features, and unmistakable elegance. Her presence challenged the prevailing ideals of the time and offered a different vision of feminine beauty. In her early film career, she portrayed women whose innocence, vulnerability, and strength coexisted on screen. Audiences were captivated by the contrast between youthful softness and emotional complexity, creating a unique screen presence that directors found impossible to ignore. Some even described her as an angel hidden among ordinary people. At the age of 30, The Apartment became a major turning point in her career. In the film, Bellucci played Lisa, a woman navigating a maze of love, desire, and uncertainty. Her performance blended sensuality with emotional fragility, earning critical recognition and helping her break free from the stereotype of being valued only for her appearance. Around the same period, she began a relationship with French actor Vincent Cassel, whom she met through her work. Their romance became one of the most talked-about relationships in European cinema. By the time she reached her 40s, Monica Bellucci had become an international icon. Her appearance as Persephone in The Matrix Reloaded captivated audiences worldwide. Although the character appeared on screen for only a short time, Bellucci's mysterious and seductive presence left an unforgettable impression. When she stepped through the doorway in her elegant ivory gown, she seemed less like a character in a science fiction film and more like a figure from a classical oil painting. Many viewers felt that she brought a timeless sophistication to the futuristic world of The Matrix. In 2005, director Bertrand Blier created How Much Do You Love Me, with Bellucci in the leading role. Her portrayal of Daniela was both alluring and intellectually intriguing. She embodied desire, power, vulnerability, and mystery all at once. Even approaching the age of 50, Bellucci's gaze retained its magnetic intensity, while also revealing a deeper sense of wisdom and humanity. Through her performances, she explored a timeless question: is extraordinary beauty a gift, a burden, or perhaps both? From the age of 26 to 50 and beyond, Monica Bellucci's legacy is about far more than physical beauty. She did not simply become a visual icon for a generation. She demonstrated that true beauty is not something that fears the passage of time. Instead, it evolves with experience, grows stronger through the years, and becomes a source of confidence rather than insecurity. Her story proves that genuine beauty is the ability to transform time itself into strength, to face every stage of life with grace, and to continually reclaim the power to define oneself. That may be the real reason why Monica Bellucci remains a legend in the eyes of so many people around the world. Uma Thurman, an actress who turned her beauty into a weapon and ultimately forged it into a legendary career. At the age of 18, when she appeared as the goddess Venus in The Adventures of Baron Munchausen, her unique combination of innocence and sensuality captivated both audiences and filmmakers. Her beauty was impossible to ignore, yet the attention came with a cost. Instead of being praised for her potential, she was often reduced to a stereotype. The message seemed clear. Hollywood had plenty of beautiful women, but what it needed were actresses who could truly act. At 20, she took a bold step in Henry and June, portraying a complex and controversial character in a performance that challenged expectations and pushed boundaries. She hoped the role would help break the beautiful but shallow label that followed her everywhere. Instead, critics and media outlets questioned her choices and accused her of damaging her image. During that difficult period, she began to develop a personal philosophy. If beauty cannot exist alongside freedom, then it becomes a cage. At 24, everything changed with Pulp Fiction. As Mia Wallace, with her dark bob haircut, cigarette in hand, and unforgettable dance sequence, Thurman became a cultural phenomenon. The world remembered the character instantly. Yet, in many ways, the role also overshadowed the young woman who had once been known only for her extraordinary looks. While the film transformed her into a respected actress and earned her major award nominations, the disappointment of not taking home Hollywood's highest honors still lingered. Director Quentin Tarantino, however, saw something special in her. He reportedly believed that while her beauty was the blade, her talent was the sheath that gave it purpose. At 27, her role as Poison Ivy in Batman and Robin brought another wave of criticism. The film became notorious among critics, and her performance was often cited as one of its weaker elements. Negative reviews piled up, and she found herself questioning her path. The journey from admired young star to respected artist seemed far longer and more difficult than she had imagined. Instead of giving up, Thurman chose reinvention. She spent years refining her craft, training physically, and preparing for something greater. Then, at 33, came Kill Bill. As the bride, dressed in her iconic yellow tracksuit and driven by an unbreakable desire for revenge, she delivered the performance that would define a generation. Her piercing blue eyes carried both fury and heartbreak. The role, created specifically for her by Tarantino, became a global sensation. The film earned massive box office success, critical acclaim, and award recognition. More importantly, it cemented her status as one of the most distinctive actresses of her era. By then, public perception had completely changed. No longer viewed as merely beautiful, Uma Thurman was celebrated as an artist capable of commanding the screen through intelligence, intensity, and dedication. Her story proves something powerful. Beauty may be a gift, but talent is a choice. Beauty can open doors, but only skill, perseverance, and courage can keep them open. Uma Thurman succeeded because she refused to let others define her. She shattered the limitations of the Hollywood beauty stereotype and transformed herself into a true cinematic icon. Jessica Alba, a woman who fought against the Hollywood beauty stereotype and ultimately chose to redefine success on her own terms. At 18, Jessica Alba, who had begun her career as a child actress, landed her first leading film role in Idle Hands, at the invitation of director Rodman Flender. Although she delivered a promising performance, the film failed to make a major impact at the box office. Worse still, many critics and audiences focused more on her appearance than her talent, quickly labeling her a pretty face rather than a serious actress. Determined to prove herself, Alba began a long journey to break free from that reputation. At 22, she starred in Honey, a film that showcased her impressive dancing abilities. Her energetic performances, youthful charisma, and striking screen presence made her an instant favorite among audiences. She quickly became a popular celebrity and a fantasy figure for countless fans. Yet, despite her growing popularity, critics continued to question her acting abilities, arguing that her emotional range and dialogue delivery had not yet matched her visual appeal. Rather than accepting those criticisms, Alba pushed herself even harder. She devoted years to improving her craft and exploring new opportunities. At 25, she appeared in Sin City as a talented dancer. Although the film was largely presented in a stylized black-and-white format, Alba's performance and screen presence stood out vividly. Her elegance, confidence, and undeniable charisma helped make her one of the most memorable characters in the film. Yet, once again, some critics argued that the role relied more on appearance than dramatic depth, and the beauty without substance label continued to follow her. After years of trying to escape that stereotype, Alba began to wonder whether she would ever be taken seriously. Then came a turning point. She was cast as Sue Storm, also known as the Invisible Woman, in Fantastic Four. The role gave her the opportunity to move beyond the image that had defined her career. Instead of relying solely on glamour, she embraced a character who combined intelligence, strength, compassion, and resilience. When Fantastic Four was released, it became a major commercial success, earning more than $330 million worldwide. Alba's portrayal of the Invisible Woman resonated with audiences, and the character became one of the most recognizable female superheroes of the era. For the first time, many viewers saw her as more than just a beautiful actress. The success continued with Fantastic Four: Rise of the Silver Surfer, further elevating her status in Hollywood. By then, many believed she was on the path to becoming one of the industry's biggest stars. But just as her career was reaching new heights, Jessica Alba made an unexpected choice. She married producer Cash Warren, whom she had met while working on Fantastic Four. Their relationship had grown during one of the most challenging periods of her life, and Warren had remained a constant source of support throughout her struggles. Marriage and family gradually became a greater priority for Alba. Rather than chasing endless Hollywood success, she began focusing on creating balance between her personal life and professional ambitions. Eventually, she shifted much of her attention toward entrepreneurship and business. What many people later realized was that her decision to step away from the spotlight was not a retreat. It was another act of defiance against the limitations others had placed on her. Instead of allowing Hollywood to define her future, she created a new one. Through her success in business, she proved that women are capable of excelling in multiple roles throughout their lives: actress, entrepreneur, wife, mother, and leader. Jessica Alba's story is not simply about beauty, fame, or celebrity. It is about refusing to be confined by labels and having the courage to build a path that reflects one's own values. As she has often demonstrated through her choices, success is not about living up to someone else's definition of achievement. It is about creating a lane that is uniquely your own. Anne Hathaway, an actress whose combination of beauty, intelligence, and talent has made her one of Hollywood's most remarkable stars. At 18, Hathaway starred in The Princess Diaries, the film that launched her career and made her an overnight sensation. With her radiant smile, elegant features, and natural charm, she quickly became known as Hollywood's modern princess. Audiences fell in love with her transformation from an ordinary teenager into royalty, and a new star was born. At 23, she began challenging that image. Through more mature roles, including films such as Havoc, she deliberately stepped away from the innocent good girl persona that had made her famous. However, this transition also marked the beginning of a complicated relationship with public opinion. Some fans struggled to accept her evolution and became increasingly critical of her choices. By 29, Hathaway had expanded her range even further with Alice in Wonderland, where she portrayed the White Queen. The role showcased a more regal and distinctive screen presence, helping her move beyond the princess image. Yet, despite her success, public criticism continued to follow her. Some viewers viewed her confidence and professionalism as arrogance, creating a wave of negativity that became so widespread it was eventually nicknamed Hatha-hate by the media. Fortunately, Hathaway refused to let that define her career. A major turning point came when director Christopher Nolan cast her as Catwoman in The Dark Knight Rises. At 31, she delivered a performance that surprised many critics and audiences alike. Her Catwoman was intelligent, witty, dangerous, and emotionally complex. The role proved that she could excel in blockbuster films while bringing depth to iconic characters. Although criticism did not disappear overnight, Hathaway had learned an important lesson. She could not build her life around pleasing everyone. That mindset became even stronger when she reunited with Nolan in Interstellar, one of the most influential science fiction films of the modern era. Through the film, she rediscovered her passion for storytelling and became increasingly focused on the work itself, rather than the opinions of strangers. She realized that the most important thing was to create meaningful work for the people who genuinely appreciated it. As her career evolved, Hathaway continued to take on diverse roles, including Ocean's 8, which introduced her to a new generation of audiences and demonstrated her versatility in both comedy and drama. By this stage, she had established herself not only as an actress, but as a respected figure in the entertainment industry. What many people do not realize is how much dedication lies behind her success. For Les Miserables, Hathaway underwent a dramatic physical transformation to portray Fantine. She lost a significant amount of weight, cut off her long hair, and fully immersed herself in the character's suffering and vulnerability. The performance was widely praised and ultimately earned her the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress. In The Witches, she once again transformed herself completely, embracing an exaggerated and unsettling appearance that challenged audience expectations. The role generated both praise and controversy, but it demonstrated her willingness to take creative risks. Throughout her career, Hathaway has repeatedly chosen difficult and demanding projects over safe ones. She has never been afraid to reinvent herself, even when doing so invited criticism. That dedication to her craft has earned her numerous honors, critical acclaim, and the respect of many of the industry's finest directors. Anne Hathaway's story is not simply about beauty, fame, or success. It is about resilience, the determination to continue growing despite public scrutiny, to pursue artistic excellence despite criticism, and to remain true to oneself in an industry that often rewards conformity. And in the end, the dream that so many actors chase did become reality.